What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture. Yes, this picture right here, this living room, might look a little bit familiar to all you guys. We're going to talk about a back and forth I had with this seller selling this collection for almost $500,000. I did a video on it last week, but I communicated with him, and the communication just has me, it has my mind blown. Is this guy serious? I'm going to show you what we discussed, and we're going to break this down. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please take some time to do so. Check out all the links in the description below, including the link to my Whatnot store. Again, I have a storefront on the Whatnot app. If you guys aren't signed up there, if you use the link below, sign up. You can get $15 off of your first purchase from anyone on the app. I have hundreds of books listed. I accept offers on everything as well, and I am really like accepting offers left and right. So check it out, make an offer. If there's something that also you might be interested in, because I've been doing custom bundles for dirt cheap, hit me up on Instagram, send me a direct message, and we can possibly work something out. But let's look at this, folks. You guys saw the title of this video. Is, this is a good way for somebody to get not scammed, but shammed out of a whole lot of money. So let's just do a brief refresh of this posting. 35,000 comics for $400,000. Let's read this one more time with what this guy said. If you guys didn't watch that original video, I do suggest you do, though. I have approximately 35,000 plus comic books going back to the 1940s. The picture here is just one little pile of what I have. Again, my collection. This really tough to read here. The collection includes books like Amazing Fantasy 15, Fantastic Four #1, Fantastic Four 3, 4, several hundred more. I'm assuming he means Fantastic Four 48, Daredevil 1, Giant Size X-Men 1, X-Men 94, 96, 97. Again, hundreds more of X-Men. I have early Golden Age Batman, early Golden Age Superman, early Golden Age Wonder Woman, and so on and so on. Again, the picture. Again, the picture. What is this picture showing us? I'm not going to spend too much time because I already showed you guys. Like, I even try to be humble. Like, this guy, I mean, is he disabled and he's trying to sell off his comics and he just doesn't have the means to make stuff happen? But come on, I mean, we see maybe a few thousand comic books in this picture backed in the corner of this living room, and it's like, okay, but he says he has all of this amazing stuff. Before we pull up the messages, I'm not going to show you, but on the first video I did go into, he had other listings. He hadn't listed in almost a year, but it looks like he was a dealer out of a local like antique mall type of place. And this looks like this is what he did for a long time. I'm assuming maybe he's closed up shop and he's just like, I need to get rid of this. I'm getting old. I can't do this anymore. So let's pull up the messages. Because at first when I did that video, he didn't respond to me because I reached out to him and I said, hi, do you have any pictures of the actual books you're naming? He says, I have some pictures, but not all 35,000. Now, here's the interesting thing. He's hitting the laugh emoji on a lot of my messages, which is very strange. But let's look at some of the pictures that he sent. Now, keep in mind those big, huge books that he talked about, right? Let's look at some pictures. Maybe this is him pulling out of all of his stuff from the antique mall, when he's closing down shop, not doing it anymore, loading it into the car, the van. I'm just assuming that. All right, we got some Silver Age 80-page giant size stuff. You see some 12-cent stuff here. It's Silver Age stuff. It's cool, but nothing of really big money. Remember the 35,000 at almost a $500,000 at $400,000. That came out to over $11 a book. We got some Superboy here. You can see what he's asking for these books too. $30. These don't look like high grade. I mean, they look like maybe decent mid grade because you could see all the wear along the spines and stuff. But for some Superboy stuff, $20 to $30, that seems a bit excessive for some mid grade C list runs here. But you see a whole bunch of Superboy. Here's some Superman, 12-cent Superman. $22, $26 again, even for Superman. That for the grades, I mean, you guys can see here the wear. Look at the blended edges, big color breaking creases right along here. Over $20 for these books. Questionable. Marvel collectors. This is some of the original reprints. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Marvel Tales. Good Silver Age reprint stuff. Silver Age Batman, giant size. So this is cool stuff, but nothing of what he really talked about. Silver Age 12-cent Batman for $15. That's not bad. Probably more of a beat up copy. $22 there. That's a pretty beat up copy. Logan's Run #1. He has it crossed out. I mean that maybe a $10 book. I mean, again, these are definitely not high grade books. Oh, look at this. Death of Superman. What is he at priced on this? $30. No way. Oh my goodness. Let's keep it moving. Oh, we saw a 10-cent Superboy, but still that's early 60s. That's still Silver Age Superboy. Oh, Lady Death. Oh, man, I'm gonna pay $500,000 for some Lady Death. Lady Death. Lady Death, Vampirilla. Lady Death. Now he did have these comic inventory screenshots, which it doesn't like. Does this mean he has Batman #1? I doubt it. I doubt that this is Batman #1. I don't know what this is. It gives no context because all this other stuff isn't really big money stuff. A Death in the Family, which again, I mean, are these like near mint plus copies, like Archie books? Yeah. House of Secrets Commandy, Dennis the girlfriend Lois Lane, $25 for that. Ugh, it's a bit much. Here we go. I mean, this is random. What is? I don't even know what this is. He's got something priced at $6,000. I can't even tell what this is. Like, why bother taking screenshots of this? It makes no sense. Yeah. This is just, he's got some Amazing Spider-Man. It looks like he has Amazing Spider-Man issue 4, 6, 11, 13. So some solid early ones. 41, there's first Rhino. 13 is like what, the third appearance of Doc Ock. But again, nothing that tells me that that he's got anything that he stated here, or that this is worth anything close to dropping almost $500,000. But let's go back to the messages. So he said some may be duplicates or sold. There's a huge another red flag right there. Some may be duplicates or sold. Okay, so you're posting a collection of 35,000 books and sending me pictures for that collection, but then you're saying some are already sold. So I reply, say, thank you for sending these, and I'm sorry, I'm just seeing it now. Are you a vendor that is retiring and selling off your entire collection? And do you have any negotiating room, or are you set on the 400K? Again, laugh emoji. Very strange. This is his reply. So remember, I asked 2 questions here, clear-cut questions. He didn't even answer the first one at all. He ignored it. My daughter has told me she wants some of the books for her children for when they grow up. As such, I am re-evaluating the collection. I'm probably now looking to sell about 30,000 books, or 32,000, for approximately $350,000. Have to figure out exactly what I would want to keep for her. It might adjust the price a little more. So again, just another huge red flag for anybody that is even thinking about dropping any kind of money on this. So when you look at even that refiguring that he's going to take out about 5,000 books, right? And leave you with 30,000 books at still $350,000. You are looking at still basically almost $12 a book. So he's not dropping the per book price down in Let me ask you folks, we already see pictures that don't show anything that he's saying he has. There was not one key, and there was no golden age stuff, and none of the big keys that he talked about. AF-15, Giant Size #1, Daredevil 1, Fantastic Four #1. What books do you think he's going to remove from this collection? Okay, let me continue on. This is how I reply. I'm in California, but I have a golden and silver age collector in your area that I've talked about partnering up with. And we both agree that in order for us to be interested, that we would need to know which major blue chip keys are present or if you have pulled any. This was his response. Again, I have several hundred golden age and silver age books and a bunch of keys. However, please bear in mind, my goal is to sell the entire collection is one lot, not piecemeal. I'll just the great stuff. I don't know what he means here. I'll just the great stuff so that I would be stuck. Maybe he meant not just the great stuff so that I would be stuck with the less expensive. Okay, again, he didn't answer my question. In no way am I sitting here asking, hey, how much just for the blue chip keys? I'm saying I need to know that those blue chip keys are present in this large bulk lot so I can buy it in bulk and not just leave you with junk and focus on the big stuff. That's what I'm asking. Still, no answer. I feel gaslit at this point. So I respond. So as of right now, all of the major keys that you have listed will still be included. Again, what did he say? Giant Size X-Men #1, 94, 96, 97, AF-15, Fantastic Four #1, Daredevil #1, Golden Age, early Golden Age Batman, early Golden Age Wonder Woman, or whatever he said. This was his response again. My daughter has decided she would like to keep some of the books that would probably be 2,000 or 3,000 books. Detecting those from the list would leave, deleting maybe those from the list would leave about 32,000 books for 350,000. That at least is a savings from the original 400,000. Now, let me correct him. That's not a savings because you took books out. They're basically per book the same amount. But once again, he's not answering any of my questions. He's deflecting. So I said to him, hi, Daniel. You had made me aware of that information already. My question is pretty specific. Will you be removing any of the major blue chip keys for his quote-unquote daughter? AF-15, Giant Size X #1, Daredevil #1, etc. All of the major issues you listed in the post description, will they still be present? He didn't respond for multiple days. And then he thumbs this up, and then he says this. My daughter will want some of the better stuff. That is why I'm dropping price $50,000. Need to see just what she wants. I never responded. Now, I've already spent 15 minutes almost talking about this, but this is very, very important for all of you. First off, to all of you that sit here and talk about people needing to get money for their collections. Oh, you're trying to rip them off. And look, again, I'll say it quickly. So much money goes into selling comic books. If we put X amount down per book, we are spending money in our time, our shipping supplies, our labor supplies. If we have a brick and mortar, rent, PG&E, the light bill, storage, all of that stuff. Keep that in mind. So even when you're looking at somebody who's offering what may be good stuff, okay, it's going to take you months and months and years to sell it, even if it's good stuff. Now put that aside and look at what this individual is doing. This individual is playing a game that he knows he's playing. Because if you look at the seller's profile, I don't care if he's old. I don't care if he's retiring. He knows how to sell comics because this is what he did. If you look at all these listings, he put an address for the antique mall, right? And you could tell he had some Silver Age Spider-Man, some early Spider-Man, first Craven, Let's see what you could tell he had a Hulk 181 right there. He did have a Giant Size X #1. He did have a Daredevil #1. He did have a Fantastic Four 48. But this was years ago that he posted these. See, the flea market, the antique flea market, that's where he was a dealer. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he is doing. And the fact that he is going to string somebody along, and maybe he has a daughter, I don't even buy it. I don't even buy it. No, bait and switch. Bait and switch. Even if this collection of 35,000 comic books was to be sold in bulk, if he had all those comics that he was talking about, depending on the grade, I mean, the AF-15, the giant size, all those, I wouldn't even put, depending on the grade, it's very easy that even those books can be well under a fair market value of $50,000. But I would put $50,000 to $100,000 just in the keys. So even if I'm selling or I'm buying the rest of the lot for almost $12 a book, and there's thousands of books, even if it's Silver Age stuff, like I said, I didn't see A-list runs. I saw C and D list runs, and I saw a good amount of modern stuff. How can you tell me that you have hundreds and hundreds of Golden Age Batman and Wonder Woman, but you're sending me pictures of Lady Death and Vampirilla and the death of Superman? No, absolutely not. I wouldn't even touch Superman Silver Age, Batman 80-page Giant Silver Age, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen. I wouldn't touch any of that in bulk at anything close to $11 to $12 a book. Because honestly, with the condition that they're in, those $20 plus price tags that he's on them, that ain't it. Nobody's buying them at that price. Nobody. But now to sit there and say, well, I need to, my daughter needs thousands of books and she's going to want the good stuff. That's why I'm giving you a deal by giving you a discount. No, you're not. And to not even answer the question, I wouldn't touch this with a 1,800 mile foot pole that it takes to distance between here and Michigan. And the bottom line is this, folks. People lack ethics. There's no ethics here. There's not. He knows what he's doing. In no way is what I'm saying to take away from the fact that this guy's worked all of his life, put in a lot of work. Now he probably just wants to retire and have money to fall back on. And he should be able to get the best bang for his buck. But there's a way to do it. There is a way to do it, and this isn't it. This isn't it. You don't dangle the proverbial carrot. You don't bait and switch. You don't drag someone along like this. You're straightforward. Handle your business. Again, I go back to the Comic Tom and Golden Age Guru sale that happened a few months back. They dropped what? I think Tom said after all expenses, they dropped just over $350,000 maybe on about 250,000 books. And remember, for what he said, if you take in all the expenses, he paid just over a dollar something a book for Golden Age stuff. I think first appearance of Wonder Woman was in there. Pre-Cold Horror that he could sell for thousands of dollars. They could probably easily sell a couple hundred of those books and make their money back, if not more. But you got to think of the person that ended up with $250,000. Now, again, I still think that collection, it could have been a little bit more. I think that guy could have easily got $500,000 for that collection. And you know what? I can't speak for Tom or Golden Age Guru, but if he would have countered maybe with $500,000 or maybe even 400,000, they may have offered it still. But even then, it would have been like what, less than $2 a book. But that individual that sold that collection, who's probably an old man, probably has family that he wants to be able to, they probably already have generational wealth and, equity in a house or two. But now he's going to take that money and set it in some stocks or some mutual funds or some retirement, whatever. And he knows that his kids and his grandkids and his great grandkids are going to be set. This guy right here ain't looking for that. He's playing games. Look, man, like, keep the big books in there or not, but act accordingly. Ask high, but don't dick people around. That's all I have to say on this matter. So, will I respond to him again? I think I might, and I might do a little quick final video if he does, but I think I said my piece on this. And again, when you want to post a picture like this, and this is what you're like, I like somebody on the other video said, based on the living room, does the house come with it? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. We're so close to 15,000 subscribers, guys. I am going to do a giveaway once that happens. It's been a long time since I did a giveaway. Thank you guys for watching. Be well. And until next time.